Welcome back to FM Storey. We began season 16 in the last episode. We picked up a trophy by winning the UEFA Super Cup against Augsburg, and we've started the season with 2 wins from 2 in the Champions League and with 7 wins and a draw in our opening 8 games in the league. But this episode starts with a couple of big games. We start with a league game against Rangers, who are underperforming so far this season. They're down in 9th. They've only picked up 9 points from 8 games, but it's still a big game. And then immediately following that, we've got the Scottish League Cup quarter-final against Celtic. So without further ado, let's get straight into the action. So this is the side we've picked for the game against Rangers, more closely aligned to what our first choice 11 would be than where we ended the last episode. Pretty much everyone's back to full fitness. O'Cheese got injured against St Johnstone. He's back but not fully fit. Tala was injured before that. He's back in and can start. Duffy's starting instead of Rajkovic just because he's showing some signs of tiredness, and hopefully we can get a result against this Rangers team who, let's be honest, 9 points from 8 games, down in 9th. They've certainly started the season struggling. They've not won any of the last 5 in all competitions, so hopefully we can pile the pressure on them early on with a home crowd behind us. Not much happening early on. Neither side's had a shot in the opening 10 minutes. Right, a throw in for them. They've gone back to the goalkeeper, out to the centre half. We're not allowing them any easy out down that left-hand side. And now they've worked it across to the right. But Thibaut steps in, nicks the ball, out to Tala. Back to Rakla. Bordes now with some space. He goes to Tala on the right. Into Goncalves in the box. He's gone down in instalments. He's gone down as soon as he hasn't got the ball. I'm not sure that looked like a penalty, but we'll take it. Simoes is going to step up to take it, and the keeper turns it behind for a corner. That's the second penalty we've missed this season, at least. Simoes to take the corner from the left, goes short to Ash, who swings across over on his left foot, and Rakla heads it over the bar. And let's hope we don't come to regret that penalty miss. Right, Thibaut with a throw, Ash back to him, Duffy into Simoes, out to Amrani down the right. Gets to the byline, low cross, cleared as far as Bordes. He goes down the line into Amrani in the box. He fires it across low. The keeper turns it away, but straight to Duffy, who fires home. And that puts us 1-0 up. Bordes got the clearance and just drove down that line. Goes past his man into Amrani, who shifts it, hammers it low. The keeper parries it to get it away from Simoes, but only as far as Duffy, who steers it in. Right, Amrani with the throw, Duffy into Nuevo. Goncalves lifts it out wide to Thibaut in space. He fires across in, it's headed away from Simoes. Tala back to Goncalves, and he just whips the shot wide of the far post. Right. Thibaut has come in from about 15 yards away with that slide tackle, and that is the most obvious red card I think I've seen in a long time. And there we go, half time. We've dominated that first half. We should be more than 1 goal up, and now we're going to have to play the second half with 10 men because of that ridiculous challenge by Thibaut. What we did at that point was we moved Tala through the middle, shoved Duffy out to the right, and brought Alvarez on for Simovic to play back at left back. Let's just hope we don't regret A, the penalty miss, and B, that red card in the second half. Right, a throw in for them deep in our half. Klein back to the fullback. It's fired across. On the first proper attack we've seen from them. After we're down to 10 men, and obviously we've just... there's far too much space. Alvarez doesn't... Gomez basically sends him into a spin before he puts the ball in the back of the net. We've done absolutely nothing since coming out of 10 men. We've got a corner here. Pascual drives it across, and there's Rackler, the skipper, popping up at the big moment to put us back in front 2-1. Pascual just drives that at the near post. Rackler gets up above 4 Rangers defenders, powers the header past the keeper, and now can we hold on? And there we go, full time. In the end, we've come away with the 3 points. We made it as difficult for ourselves as we possibly could, missing that penalty in the first half, missing the chances that we've missed. And then that ridiculous red card for Thibaut. What he was doing, I don't know. And then gifting them a goal at the start of the second half. But we've done it the hard way. We've come away with the 3 points. And now we go into the League Cup quarter-final against Celtic. And I think, given how they've started the season, we're probably going to have to put in a better performance than we have in this game. So straight off that victory against Rangers that we made much more difficult than we needed to, we've got the quarter-final at home against Celtic. We've made a couple of changes to the starting lineup. Rajkovic has come back in to replace Duffy. Alan Kerr's come in to replace Jordan Ash. And Simovic has picked up a bit of a knocking train, so Pascual's going to start through the middle. Hopefully we've got enough to see us through to the semi-final, although Celtic have started the season well on a second in the league, and obviously, as you can see, they've won 4 out of the last 5, the same as we have. Right, they've got to throw deep in our half early on here. Cross comes deep into the box. Amrani gets his head on it, but they get the loose ball. But then Kerr intercepts the pass. Looks to play Pascual in, but it goes to centre half and back to the goalkeeper. And then they look to pass it out. Amrani wins it back though. Tala into Nuevo. Kerr over to the right to Amrani on the overlap. He keeps it in against the corner flag. And then they launch it clear. Bordes down to Nuevo though. Into Tala on the edge of the box. Pascual. And we've hit the post. And then comes across to Thibaut on the left. He goes down the line to Kerr, pulls it back to Thibaut, plays it into the box, and Goncalves fires it high over the bar. Amrani with a throw to Rajkovic, back to Bordes, across to Rackler, who's got time. He goes forward to Rajkovic, back to Rackler, out to Thibaut, Rackler again. Nuevo tried to force it forward. It finds Kerr at the second attempt, but we've given it away. And now they're going to break. Goncalves gets across to win it. Finds Tala. And he just gives it away as well. We are struggling to hold on to the ball here, but Bordes nicks it. In fact, both teams are struggling to hold on to the ball. Rajkovic looks for Kerr, goes into the box, to the byline, pulls it back, and there's Rajkovic to slam it home from about 7 yards out. Puts us 1-0 up. And it's been a bit of a messy spell for both teams. Both teams have struggled to keep the ball, but Rajkovic finds Kerr. He goes past his man, takes him to the byline, stands on it, pulls it back, and there's Rajkovic to sweep it past the keeper into the back of the net. Since we've got the opening goal of the game, the game has quietened down. We've not seen a highlight since then. They've had a couple of shots. We don't seem to have done much more since then. And there we go, half-time, 1-0 up. Nothing really has happened since that goal. We do have a few players that are struggling out there. and we'll need to make at least a change or two at half time, but hopefully we can just continue on in the second half where with what we've done in the first half. Right, so we made a couple of changes. Van Giesel's come on for Nuevo in the defensive midfield role, and Jordan Ash has come on the right instead of Thala, who is just coming back from an injury himself. Right, we've got a corner, Rajkovic to take it. Lifts it into that near post. Rakla goes for it. It's headed clear as far as Ash. Back to Rajkovic. Thibaut in the box. Smashes it goalwards. It comes off the crossbar, but the keeper must have had a fingertip on it because it went out for a throw for us. And then now a throw on the other side. Rakla. Van Giesel. Back to Rakla. A wild lunge by their player, but he got the ball. Kerr. Back to Van Giesel. Oh! That would have been a screamer. Instead, it comes back off the post, and now they're breaking. Right, a corner from the right. Pasquale swings it in. It's headed up in the air. Kerr goes back to get the ball. Thibaut goes infield to Rakla. Back to Kerr. Rakla to Lacam. Bordes wide to Turnbull, who plays it into Van Giesel. Ash back to Van Giesel, into the box, and Pasquale's missed an absolute sitter in the box, which would have probably sealed the tie at that stage. Right, we're into the last 10 minutes with this 1 goal advantage. Can we hold on and seal our place in the semi-final? Right, we've got a corner. Pasquale takes it. Rakla gets up at the near post with his head. Powers it low past the keeper at the near post. And that's 2-0, and surely that's us into the semi-final of the League Cup again. Just gets us, steals the march on his defender. Downward header, keeper couldn't get down to it. And that's 2-0 with just a couple of minutes left. And there we go. 2-0 victors. We made it to another League Cup semi-final. And yeah, we've started the season pretty well again. We are now at the end of November, and everything has kind of continued on in the same vein as the season started. After the Celtic game, we've put 9 past Arbroath in the next league game. We beat Chelsea 3-1 in the Champions League. We beat Celtic 3-0 away from home in the league. And then we followed it up with 2 convincing wins in a row over Dundee United. We beat them 7-1 at home in the league, and then we followed it up 3 days later with a 4-1 victory in the League Cup semi-final. We then lost 1-0 to Ajax, but bounced back with a 6-2 victory over Hibs. Narrow 3-2 victory over Hearts, where we were 2-0 down and ended up needing a 94th minute winner from Mark Duffy to get us 3 points. We then won 5-1 away in Copenhagen, and in the most recent league game, beat Dunfermline 2-0. As far as the Champions League is concerned, we are top of the league phase at the moment. We've won 4, lost 1 of the 5. We've got 12 points. Motoring along quite nicely so far in the Champions League. And then as far as the league's concerned, we've won 14, drawn 1 of our opening 15 league games. We are 12 points clear of Hibs, who've played the same number of games as us. We're 14 points clear of Rangers, who've played 2 games more than us. And also 14 points clear of Celtic, who've played 1 game more than us. So things are going really well. As previously when we've looked at the individual stats, our players are outperforming everyone in the league. I mean, Pedro Simovic in 15 league games, and I don't think he's played all of those 15 league games, has got 20 goals so far. So things are absolutely flying. And then, obviously, we've made it to the final of the League Cup. We've got that coming up soon, the final of that coming up soon against Hibs, as we look to retain that trophy from last season. And there we have it, the end of another episode. And as we're approaching the midway point of season 16, things are going outstandingly well. Top of the table, top of the Champions League phase. We're into the final of the League Cup, and we've already won the Super Cup. Long may it continue. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.